either.
No, I don't think so. Like in some of them, like you could literally have a container that they would have that have space,
Yeah.
even in the loading dock area where it could just sit in the back, but not there because it's pretty small.
Yeah.
So that'll be a bit tricky. Anyway, I've just started the recording. Um, Lisa, I liked the comment that you were going back over previous episodes. I mean,
It
we've
was just
got
I was seriously
bored.
editing and went, you know what? Because I find it very useful. And I think Dior said like his favorite thing was he's going to try out like a new app. And there is so many apps that
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
haven't tried. Like I think Sarah recently introduced us to all the dietary requirement portal. Like,
right.
why have I never used that before? Like, it's just, been updating and exporting. And yeah, it's just, I guess that's why I like listening to ones that I miss because, yeah, there's a lot.
Well, I'm glad you had Netflix or Airheads, and you just
Well, I had to be working, so they
I'm
still
glad.
work.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
airheads still work.
very good. And
Um,
we've got Jamie here as well for the first time caller. I can't say long time listener because I'm not sure. Have you been a long time listener?
I have listened to one or two, but I've just got out of a really busy period, so I'm going to try now, like integrate this into a routine. I'm excited.
Love it.
It's much easier to like you put it in your calendar as a meeting. I'm just noting, Jamie, that it's a different time each week.
Mhm.
I
And
did
you
see that.
can,
I have seen
yeah, you
your
can kind
stuff.
of schedule. So to anyone who's listening, if you use Grant's amazing thing that he's put into the email that
Calendar.
I now read, um,
It's like, oh, that email changes. That you mean
that
I
one
should
that
look at it?
summarizes things that have been talked about. And it has like a scheduling thing. And if you click that and you put it into your calendar and it just puts them all automatically in there. It's great. Yeah.
I'll
So
do that
thank
now.
There you go. You
you.
play around with that. So Lisa, there was a couple of things that you came across that you were like, oh, you were just saying about like apps but there was a couple of
oh
other
yeah.
topics.
So I know it was a couple of weeks ago I mentioned about the group registration app, which
Mm.
I love. So I think the first year I worked for this association, I did both. I did one where, the group coordinator could register on everyone's behalf, or you could use the group portal app. And I scrapped the group coordinator doing it all because who has the time? They don't know, like they couldn't answer a lot of the marketing questions. So save me time of having both set up. Now I just use the group portal. I think we don't
Mm.
get a huge amount of people doing it, but for those who do it, they find it amazing because they can download a template of their staff so that they can then, if they've got 20 staff, they can just download the portal, download the template of Excel and then import it into the group registration app. And then they can send them a link. Because I think, obviously we talked about last week, we still run a hybrid. So then, out of those 20, maybe only 10 are coming face to face and 10 are coming where it's for them, it's the one thing.
Yeah.
They just send them the one link. Like I've set it up where they can email, are you coming in person or are you coming online? And it's good for the group coordinator because they can go into the portal and see, well, who has registered and who hasn't. And they can send them reminders. They can resend them links. They obviously, I think Kelly did talk about, the invoicing and payment. The only issue is that I find unless everyone registers on the exact same day, you do get multiple invoices.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah.
So it
Yes.
automatically
So I have found that.
choose them.
Yeah. So I would love events
Interesting.
here if I'm wrong in that, but I have found that sometimes it's not one invoice because if they've registered on different dates, which I understand, I guess, from accounting thing. If
Yeah,
they've,
right.
yeah, they can still process, like if it's a credit card, they can do it as one payment. But we do still have to do that, like merging invoices together if they register on different days. But yeah, anyway, I
Which
really
we
like.
all know is so much fun playing with the invoices.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. But I really, yeah, I find the group registration app
Yeah, right.
I mean, sometimes you have to hold people's hands a bit, but I think as soon as they import their contacts into the
Yes.
portal, then it's happy days.
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
pretty much got it sorted.
Have you used it at all, Jamie? Or is she gone?
Or she's talking. We can't hear her.
Yeah, she's busy somewhere else.
She's muted.
But that's fine.
Sorry, no, I was about to say, was this talked about last week? Because I definitely want to go back and listen to that because I didn't know that existed, and I feel like I have an event that could likely be helpful for.
Yeah. So I said last week, I used to use it as a preference to because it used to be all that there was, and then they brought in the group linky thing
Oh yeah.
in the interactive sites, and I hated it.
No, it didn't
And
work.
yeah, it didn't, yeah, and you have to be really careful with the language and stuff. So I have used it since, and it's what I use when I'm training people in group stuff. Partly because I'd forgotten about the group registration app. And now that everyone's reminded me about it, I'm like, actually, I'm going to go back to sharing that with people because in some instances, and I suspect particularly with you guys where you have the same crowd registering for things, so they get used to things, it's really good. Yeah, it is a really handy thing because it's
And we just have it like on our conference website, like we'll have, usually we always have like a little screenshot of what the different prices are. And then usually down the bottom, I will have something like, do you have a group to register? And I put the link in there to the portal so that they don't have to worry about contacting me. So a lot of people have actually usually found it via that, and then they might email us if they've got any questions. But
how does it work with, I'm just thinking with group discounts?
That's what I was thinking with and when you have complimentaries and things,
you can go in, and so I have done it once where I've told the group coordinator, I said, if you please get everyone, like we based it on like if you register 10 people, then you'll get a X amount discount. So I would say, can you please get them to register? Once I see the 10, then unfortunately I manually go and just apply the discount.
So there isn't a way to add.
You'd have to give them the code, I guess.
Code. Yeah,
but then it would rely then on every single person who registers, which we know people are not always the best at putting in those discount codes. It would require, so that's why I've just taken the onus back on us that, you show me that you've got 10 registered and then I will apply the discount for you.
And please don't do the invoice. Although I suppose in that case you can quite legitimately do a credit note. Yeah. Because they're getting a discount. Yeah, that's interesting. And I think maybe that's where the group interactive thing, I never know what to call it, the group that in interactive sites, that's where that works really well because you can pick and choose how the group discount works. Yeah. But the thing that I've often struggled with that side of things is where people, just the whole like one person is expected to register everyone. And some people can find it really confusing that they're registering, even though to me it makes sense because you register the first person and then you register the second person. So
I think it all depends on how long your registration process is.
Yeah.
And I think
and
for
also
us,
thinking about stuff that you just need to ask the group contact, which is easy to use logic with on those sites. And again, with the group registration app, you can create a different form for your group coordinator. So that's where you can get like your billing details and everything. And then your attendee registrations can all be different.
Yeah. And even with the group app, you know, even if they imported all the contacts, the group coordinator could still go through
And
and
them,
impersonate that person and register them if they hadn't.
Yeah.
So I guess they've got both options really.
Yeah.
Interesting. Hello, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy. You're on mute.
But she said hello. How you going?
Yeah.
You know what? That would be really good if AI, you could do like a
Lip read,
snap-on, like a snap-on, snap-off, you know, like clap on, clap off to
Mute and
unmute
unmute.
yourself.
Yeah.
Because the lights would turn off at the same time. Right? 2 claps. Okay. Anything else that you picked up,
With the
Lisa?
exhibitor registrations, Lisa.
I think,
I'm like,
sorry.
oh, I want to know.
What was that? Sorry, Francie, I've got my dogs
Oh.
barking away.
Are your visitors arriving?
Maybe.
Exhibitor registrations you mentioned.
Yes. So this is how Events Air originally set it up for us prior to me starting, where it is all done through the portal, and for years I've like tried to work out a way to change it or just because it annoys me, but then now I'm kind of embracing that it kind of works. So it's interesting. So when someone buys, say, like a silver stand and they get, 2 free registration full delegates, 2 complimentary ones. Sorry, my visitors have turned up, so it's going to be very noisy. Maybe I might have to talk about it. Stay tuned for another week.
Okay.
It ends up basically adding it like a marketing code. So when they buy that, it gives them like a marketing code, and then they can go into the portal and register for those. But what it does is it adds them as a function. This is not making sense. This takes a lot longer to explain. I might have to demo it maybe another time. And it kind of works for ones that are not too. Yeah, I think for like for the ones who only have like 2 to 4 registrations, perfect. For the ones where we have maybe 12 complimentary registrations, it's tricky.
Yeah. And does it deal with the situation where you've got different numbers of comp registrations versus like dinner tickets?
Yep.
Oh.
And it does group them. It does group them all. But and look, I'm happy to demo it maybe.
Yeah.
If you want. I won't be here next week, but another week
I won't be here next week either.
It is a little bit tricky, but it is the way that Events Air originally set it up in our system. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I think I'm having ideas having heard what you've just said about how it might work.
Yeah. But the only thing is it does add for that person, it adds like their full delegate registration as a function. So then we do have to, before we get on site, because obviously to print a name tag, you need a registration. We have to do a bulk create exhibitor name tag so that they get a registration type. Clear as mud, everyone?
I just want to know why it's a function, not a registration, but I will wait with bated breath to hear.
All right. I'm so sorry. But look, I listen. I look forward to your input, Jamie, on your session. I'm so sorry I have to leave early.
See ya.
All right. See everyone. Bye.
Bye.
It's like the ultimate tease.
It was, yeah. It's like, it's so good, and I won't tell you anything more about it. and you can't come back next week. Maybe in 2 weeks. Maybe
2 weeks, hopefully.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Can I completely change the subject?
Please.
It's not meeting matching either. This is a really quick question for anyone who uses alerts, as in sending app alerts. I set a bunch up for people, often when I'm creating an app for them. And every time, if you're queuing them in advance, every time I hit the send button, the whole window closes back to the comms window. Is there anything that anyone's figured out? I'm assuming not. This is like absolute touching at straws. It's a real pain because it just takes. So I then have to go back into actions, back into news
10
alerts and
10
posts,
clicks.
and start
Yeah.
again. But every single one.
That's interesting.
Jamie?
I didn't set up my alerts most recently. I palmed them off to someone else, so I haven't used it.
And they're still setting them up.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
it's taken that long.
Yeah, it is. It isn't an overly fast process. That will be
No.
yeah.
Okay.
The only thing I think about is what's the last step that you could do where you open it in a new tab versus so kind of keeping a window of the last step before you enter where you put the alerts. Do you know what I'm saying? Not that saves you a lot of clicks, but it might save you some at the moment.
So I'm just trying to think. Can you I'll open mine. It's just I don't think it's doable because I just don't think it's doable. So share screen. Oh God, it's been so long. I need to use Teams. Oh, and you're not letting me share stuff.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, there you go. Go again. You're right.
Okay. So, where's the share button there? So can you see my events here? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in comms, if I go to news and alerts and posts, this screen here. So this is where you create the thing.
Yeah.
As soon as you hit send, it closes back to this screen.
Oh yeah.
So every time I'm then going to go back into actions, open. I am going to raise it with a bit here, but I just thought
Yeah.
I've set up a lot of alerts and I've never sort of like even thought about that, but that is annoying. I guess it's because there's no screen before that one. You know what I mean? There's the main comms page.
Yeah. But it feels like if you hit send that you should be able to do like send and create new.
Yeah.
Like you're setting things up in the setup and it goes back to a fresh.
Yes.
Like you're creating something new.
Yeah.
When you do like a new registration or something, it doesn't go back to the setup page. It goes to that registration.
Something new. Yeah.
So
well, even if it went to the queued, it would be confirmation that it
was queued,
saved, and you can see it.
Just pop back into
add a new one.
Yeah. And the other thing that I find hard is that once they're sent, you can't like copy them, you can't view them,
edit them, play with them. Yeah.
You can't do anything. So if you want to copy and paste, if you've done a test and forgotten to do a big long test and forgot to copy it, then you can't then copy that text or redo it or anything like that. Yeah, that's just my little one. No, I had my colleague today ask me with the meeting matching how we figure out how many meetings we're going to have when we've got X number of suppliers, buyers, and X number of sellers. What are the meeting numbers that we're going to get? And I'm like, I've got literally
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Literally what I've done recently. And actually, I guess meeting matching you use the same kind of functionality for like rapid roundtables. I wonder, because I do that for a client. And
is that the attendee to attendee one?
Yeah, no, so it's like so each of our exhibitors host a round table of 9 delegates in themselves. So during the registration process, people get to choose what topics are of interest, and I ask them to do more than just the 3 or whatever we have in the time frame, if they listen to those instructions or not. So you can at least put them onto a table that is of interest to them.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, now that's just triggered me. I wonder whether you can do the meeting matchup, using that functionality to also allocate roundtables.
Yeah, you could do. Yeah.
But I've not looked into it or played with it at all.
Yeah. And this is the problem, is that it's been such a long time that to be fair, I could probably do a meeting matching. I could actually do a meeting match process, the Express Action now, even though they've not done their PSAs, and see what happens.
Yeah, play.
Might be interesting to give it a go. But yeah, that's all I've got.
I've got a question.
Yay!
Yay.
It's to do with the exhibition module and the exhibition portal and merging. So the situation is you've got like
I know where you're going with this, but we'll see.
You've got an exhibitor contact and they've got the exhibition booth allocated to their profile.
Yeah.
So you've got the exhibitor portal and you've got included registrations. They've registered themselves. It's created a new profile. You've merged the profile, and then it's dropped off as a registration on the portal.
Yeah.
So that's just, I mean, there's been a little bit of discussion about this lately, and from what I understand, you just have to keep them separate. Otherwise,
you don't have to. You can dedupe if you want. You just need to communicate with the exhibitors that once if they have registered themselves and they're not showing up, that they are still there. Which isn't, so that's it's basically it's a double-edged sword, right? You either keep them separate and it's a pain in the backside because they're separate in the system. Particularly if you've got genuine duplicates.
Yeah.
Or you dedupe and have that issue where they go into the portal and they're like, oh, I registered myself, but now I'm not showing up as a comp anymore. It's probably for me.
I came unstuck with it a few months ago, and someone, like one of our clients, has just come unstuck with it as well recently.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I remember Fleur talking in that training we did a few weeks ago, Grant. She mentioned, don't do it, don't merge them, because that's what happens. So has it always been like that? Has it always been like that?
Yeah.
It's so strange.
I think because the way that it was built is that someone purchases the stand is process A, and then registrations for on-site as process B, and not kind of realizing that often, not always, but the person purchasing is the
same person. Yeah. Yeah.
So as far as I know, anyway, I mean, I would love it if someone knows different, and wants to tell me that I'm totally wrong. I would love that, but it's something that comes up all the time.
Because what happens then, they go, oh, I've got another registration. I'll register someone else.
Well, does it actually give them another comp? Oh, I didn't realize that. I didn't pick up on that last time I did it.
Because it removes that person, so it looks like they've got a spare one.
Even though you've merged their comp, so you merged the comp registration into the exhibition one?
Yeah, but then back on the portal, when they look at the portal, that person disappears from the portal. And it looks like they've got another registration they can have.
But it shouldn't. I thought when I'd done it that it didn't, because you've set the max comps. I didn't think it gave them an extra one, but maybe
because I don't think it gives them an extra one, but because one's been removed,
they think
I think it removes that person. So, well, it looks like they're removed. They're not.
Yeah.
So they might try and do an extra, but yeah.
which is why I have had some people who've gone down the route of kind of communicating and put stuff on the existing bookings page,
Mm,
which again,
yeah,
not
which no one's going to read.
you just have an automated email to send out.
Yeah, yeah. Mm,
System.
yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a real challenge, and this kind of links into the whole challenge of the fact that the exhibitor portal is only available to the main contact, and particularly if you're using lead management, that then creates all sorts of problems, because when it's not the person on site, which that's what's happened in most of the conferences that I've had anything to do with.
Mm,
People turn up on site, they've got no idea about the lead management because it's pulled onto the main contact.
mm,
Jamie's laughing, which I assume that means that you've had the
Yeah.
same things happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been employed particularly in a couple of conferences to specifically go to be the exhibitor person, and I walk around and share people with events here so that I can update the main contact or add that person's email in, so that, and then send them the portal access so that they can actually access and add questions and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's a whole relationship between the main contact and the people attending that is challenging.
They
Yeah.
need to have it so that because when it's linked, it should just be everyone who is linked has access to
Yeah.
that, rather than only
A little bit like
the
that.
conference. Yeah.
It gets the
You can
comms as
say
well.
all the exhibitors are linked, and so everyone gets access.
Yeah.
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 Well, it's similar to presentations
Yeah.
and co-authors, right?
Oh,
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some
I mean,
about that. There's some stuff about that, Jamie, in previous episodes.
yeah.
Yeah,
If I mean,
can catch up.
you've got to argue that if they're a presenting author, then treat them the same
Like an author.
as
Yeah.
the main author. Yeah. So they get the comms as well. They get, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting thing. I think we spoke, was it a couple of weeks ago, about like tracking the requests that we make, and
Yes.
just kind of
That was last week, right?
yeah, just
Yeah.
kind of logging those. I've just been thinking about it a lot. And what it makes me think of is what are all the things that we work around?
Yeah.
Because that's just what it's been like for years.
Yeah.
It's not a new problem, or it's not a new thing, but actually, do you know what would be awesome is if you fix this, because we deal with this all the time. It's a constant problem. So that'd be a really interesting thing for us to document, is those kind of annoyances. What are the things that are constantly that are almost just second nature now? Oh, we always work around that.
Yeah.
Or we know that there's just a limitation. Like, I mean, the co-author thing is a limitation for us at the moment, where we'll go through and add them as a separate presentation just so they will get all the comms, and then we're going to go back and remove them all. And like but that's still an easier process to do that than to try to manage. Hey,
why do you do you mean delete?
No, delete the presentations.
Why? Can I suggest a different way to do it?
Different status?
Yeah. Because then you can not change.
Yeah. So the reason for it, it's a great it's a great point.
Yeah.
And part of the reason has been because of our API usage. And so
right.
I'm starting to include more filters around paper status or presentation status, as it's is interchanged the terms in the API.
And paper type.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so because you can create whatever status types that you want, each event can be different.
Yeah.
And so we have to standardize. And I've been trying to avoid standardizing some of those things so that we can use any event and we can make it work. But I'm actually kind of coming back around on that and going, well, do you know what? We may have to have like a
Can you not standardize them,
different
but
ones.
just have a few extras that if you need to?
Yeah. Yes. And that's kind of what it is I can't remember what the term we used last, but was what's declined maybe, or something like it becomes a it might have been, that doesn't sound right, but it was that type of thing where it wasn't accepted. What's the opposite to accepted?
It was declined. Yeah.
It was declined. Okay, maybe it was.
Pretty sure, yeah.
It just didn't feel like the correct antonym, but perhaps it is. So anyway, so yeah, it was like, well, we would always use the term declined, or whatever it is, wherever we go. But just so I make sure I know.
Oh, rejected.
Rejected. Thank you. That is it. Yes.
That's harsh.
That's a very harsh. Yeah.
Decline's way nicer.
Yeah, I think the status was we hated this. That was
You are a reject. It's horrible.
This was the worst. So in your talking about bulk change, were you saying about a bulk delete?
No. Well, why do you need to delete them?
Yeah, you just don't. You haven't
Just need to
filtered
get
out.
rid of the paper thing.
Yeah.
So you just change the paper status because then they're still there. And then if anything happens that you want to change it or add them in, or the author's
That's right. They're still sitting there.
Still there.
Yeah.
I try and recommend people to not delete stuff unless you really have to.
No, you're exactly right. And we had a paper status called co-presenter.
Yeah.
And so then they just kind of sat there, and we would exclude anywhere else.
Yes.
Anywhere else, we would exclude co-presenters, and that would work okay. But that it does require just because we have got a few of these extra reports and things that we run. It's thinking about it, and so often it is we come to this where we're like, what's the data input to Events Air? What is the least flexible output? And normally the least flexible output is the app.
Yeah.
It's the mobile app.
Yeah.
And so we tend to kind of base everything on that, and we're happy with that. And now we make our more flexible outputs, reports and whatever else, we base it around that. And so that tends to be the thing. But you just think this is a perfect example of we find all these ways of dancing around it, creating all these extra presentations just so we can send comms to the right people. So,
and I'm just looking, it's paper status in the app.
Yeah. And
because I know that I've created apps for people again, where they just want a once-off app or whatever, and we've used the presentation. We've used the app, the agenda, and so I'm having to like bulk update and add in, because the paper status isn't a required field. Like you have to go into preferences and add it. I then have to go in and remember to add it. So I usually do that in presentation type as well. Just because I've got both of them.
That's funny, because if I'm gonna have a look at this, because the name changes. So look at this.
I was going to say while you're looking for that, but you've got it now.
I have. So I mean, this is when you're getting into the psyche of the development process. So see this paper status, presentation presentation paper status.
Yeah.
And is there? So then there's type, which is different, right?
Yeah.
But paper status presentation,
That's
which
one
is
that-
not how. That's not how it appears.
It's
Is it?
paper status in
Paper
Avencia.
status, yeah.
Yeah.
Presentation type, paper status.
Paper status. That says it's right there now. There's presentation. Anyway, it overlaps, and maybe they've corrected that.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, I mean, it's presentation paper status does make sense there.
Oh, because you've got paper status type.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Paper-
that's in the metadata,
status
does
type.
that say? Yeah,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Right. I can see where that would get confusing.
It's pretty confusing. Yeah.
Because I've even used it training recently where we had they had a whole load of submissions and they had oral papers, and obviously not all of them were going to be oral. And so we created one that was oral to paper, or oral to poster, sorry. So that then in terms of updating to accepted and stuff like that, and in terms of create a different HTML bit in the confirmation in the acceptance email, so that they got different words, but you could still just have one one acceptance email and one decline email.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's worth, like, they can be
And just
quite
filtering
useful having different things. I don't know if
100%.
you've ever used that, Jamie.
No, that's I've got my big event that I've got at NZICC there. It's probably going to be a more complex abstract build for me to what I normally do with more posters and stuff. So that is a good little tip. And even just like a status for co-presenters.
Yeah.
Play around with that because that's really interesting.
Yeah.
That helps. Yeah.
Yeah, again, we've talked about that whole thing. Are they going to have symposia?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's quite challenging in Avencia.
Yeah.
We have a process
Yeah.
which I've trained people on. We're also waiting to hear back from Fleur, if we're ever going to hear back from Fleur about what she did. She did some stuff using functions. She didn't, I can't even remember whether she went into any detail. So yeah, there's a couple of things around that that are just challenging if you're creating, depending on what your reviewers need to see.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to hook in a chat with you if you want. Just
Thank
as
you. Yeah.
but yeah.
Awesome.
And I think I want to reconnect with Fleur as well and see whether she's any further through that process. Yeah.
Yeah, she was away for a couple of weeks. May or may not have been doing some more Lego mastery.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, really? I didn't know she was.
Yeah.
Over here or in Oz?
Oh, in Oz. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
That's
had
pretty
no
cool.
idea.
But yeah, we're talking to her about getting her back connected and things. She hasn't actually been. She wouldn't have known some of when we were meeting. So I'm making sure that she knows that, and so we'll see.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. I don't got anything, Jamie?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
I didn't come with anything. I just want to absorb. So nothing really particular from my end.
Great. Well, we're glad you came along.
Have you checked the question submission thing recently?
The question submission thing?
No, that was to me.
Oh, I think, oh gosh, what have I done?
No.
Yeah.
So there's the ability to add a question before the session, and it was my first session, I think, which was about the 5th or 6th. Grant remembered that was up there. Never questions from
That's right.
Catherine.
I'm glad I'm glad for two reasons that that there are not any there. I'm glad that you asked, and I am able to say that I did check before this started, and so I am glad. But yours was there a few weeks ago, a couple of weeks, 3 weeks ago, I think it was.
I
You had
can't
yours
remember
in
what
there.
I
We
asked.
did.
Oh, it was about
we
me
did
and
cover
that, wasn't it?
That's right.
Surprise.
Still going, yeah. But yes, no other questions there. And so I think there was when we had Catherine who had put a bunch in.
Yeah.
And so that should be next week.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully she'll make it
Hopefully
next week.
she'll be able to make it next week. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. So I'm sticking to the three rotating through the different
I
time
think it's going
zones.
to
And
keep
I
it going
think
for a little while.
that's right. And we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah. I
Well,
also, just FYI, if anyone needs it, I've got a script for that. For hiding the space only or standard option in the exhibitor portal drop down, so you can just have one of those options rather than both of them.
nice.
Yeah.
Good one.
Do you know that Catherine, because Catherine sent me one on LinkedIn Messenger, which didn't tell me that there was a message there. And then I'd look back in my emails, and I don't know if anyone else again finds this, but I've got so I have a useful script folder in my events here folders, and I've tried using old ones and sometimes they don't actually work.
No, that's right.
Is that just because of the stuff that they're doing in the background?
Yeah, I mean it's so specific to all of the scripts. The only scripts that we can do are just front end changes.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like it's once the browser has finished loading, there's all these certain elements that you can manipulate, but you can only do that sort of at a so essentially what happens is everything loads as normal.
Right.
Then the script runs to make changes to the things that have already,
because they've talked about the fact that it's only like kind of formatting stuff that we can do.
Exactly. That's right.
I have just managed to work out how to change the heading colors and sizes in the app. I made my own CSS, so I was quite proud.
Nice.
Old
That's
W3
cool.
skills.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I've got the track headings showing up, and they had been hidden, and I added the same script into my headings thing, and it's not working. So
yeah, and it just would have been that they've changed.
But it's weird because it was working before I added the headings one in. It was working.
Oh, okay. Well, there could be something else to it than that.
Yeah.
But it can be that just some of the as they're updating things, some of the element names change, or the flow of the elements and where they come and how they're displayed can change. And so yeah, it could be that it's changed, or it could just be that they're conflicting with each other.
Yeah,
could be something else that's happening there. So
yeah, and they're really not sharing. They're definitely going towards not supporting any HTML now in support, which is
yeah. Well, I guess it's great for the little hacks and changes that we make.
Yeah.
But of course, people can get themselves into a lot of trouble as well, because they can, with all that responsibility, there's a lot of risk, because you can put in scripts that just render the whole thing useless. You can't even see the page anymore.
Yeah.
So the conference is going to be interesting for talking about some of those things. I'm looking forward to chatting with some people about those sorts of things.
I won't be there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully whatever outcomes we have, we'll be sharing on the next AirHeads episode. So yeah. And hopefully we'll get a few more people that are not at all connected to the Facebook group, because that's really the only place that people have heard about this.
Yeah.
A little bit of word of mouth. but hopefully we pick up a few more people, and I think that'll only make it better. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens after that.
Are we any more further? God, that's good English today. Any further down the road of a different platform?
Or yeah, for instead of Facebook. It was an inconclusive survey, really. For me, I mean, you talked about LinkedIn not getting the notification. Facebook's just doing my head in with I had to join a group, just a random group recently to connect it with a school. It just feels like every time someone looks at the page, I get notifications about that group. But as an admin of these other groups, I can't get. And I'm certain that Facebook wants you to be opening it regularly.
Yeah.
It's to their advantage that you go and check. Do I have any notifications? But it's not great, because I really like to be on top of when people are, sharing something or whatever. I like to know. So yeah, I would like to move to
something
WhatsApp, communities or something. But I mean that's Meta as well. So
yeah. At least the notifications tend to work better.
They do work better. Yeah. So
what was that, Jamie?
What's not Meta or owned by all the
that's right.
handful of people, right?
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Looking forward to going back and checking some old ones, but
what was that? Sorry?
Nice.
I'm looking forward to going and checking out some old ones.
There's
I'm
some
going
good
to do
ones
that right now.
Nice. Look at
Wow,
that. You're gonna
lots of time, Jamie.
you're gonna binge Airheads today. Look at that.
It's good. When you've got some time up your sleeve, it's lovely. It's boring, but lovely.
Well, the nice thing is you can put it on 2 times speed and just get through all the laughing and giggling and Francie paying me out, and then we and get to the good stuff.
My video because my computer monitors keep my dock keeps having issues, but
right. There you go. All right. Thank you.
I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Guys.
All right. Sounds
Hopefully
good.
Lisa sharing her amazing exhibition stuff.
That's right. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.